Real records from different countries 100 years ago. China. Japan. United States. France. India. Austria. Real records from different... God's warriors have these three qualities. The last one is very rare. 1. They understand that comfort is weak, so they devils tempting people.
What's really interesting is that the United States of America is being looted by a small number of people who are getting away with it, and they don't want to talk about that.
Right.
They never want to talk about economics. They never want to talk about the tax code. They never want to talk about any of that stuff ever, and that's how you know that CNBC and CNN and the New York Times, all those people are like looking out for you, are actually just a Praetorian Guard standing in front of the people with the most power and money and keeping the masses from asking uncomfortable questions. And so whenever anyone asks about, like, well, wait a second, why do we tax people at half the rate for investing that we do for working? Literally, they pay half the tax rate. So you have a job and you work every day and you pay one rate, but if you just stay home and invest money and live off the interest, you pay half as much. So are we saying it's twice as virtuous to invest as it is to work?
Oh,
Is that what we're saying?
So if you're a day trader or just trading stocks or something, you don't have to
Or
pay
if you're a private
taxes.
equity guy and you can claim that your income is actually interest on your investments, you pay half the taxes. So we have a tax code that discourages work and encourages parasitic behavior. Now, there are arguments on both sides, and I'm not an economist, but you don't even hear those arguments because it's like, shut up, racism, trannies, or whatever.
Sapphire reactor hints at the ability to pull energy from the quantum vacuum. Nikola Tesla also believed this was possible. If the sapphire technology works, it would lead to unlimited clean energy for the entire planet.
All those 10 scientists are gonna get whacked before that happens.
Yeah, scientists who try to create free, clean energy always seem to get hit with a lot of bad luck.
They also get hit by cars.
True.
And bullets.
I get it. So we have experiments that validate the electric universe theory with how stars are formed, and it's an amazing discovery. But there's one more experiment we need to do in order to prove this thing, and it's a tricky one. We need to prove that the energy moving through the cosmic plasma can move faster than light. Now, Einstein said this was impossible, but it turns out that Einstein was wrong. And last year, somebody proved it. Einstein hated quantum entanglement. What is entanglement? This is when two particles transmit information to each other faster than the speed of light. Really, they transmit information faster than anything. Entangled particles transmit information instantly, no matter how far apart they are. All right, I'm going to try and keep this simple. So physicists, don't bother leaving comments. This isn't a video about quantum mechanics.
Yeah, you Mensa eggheads, keep your yap shut.
Come on, that's not nice.
Hey, you know what Mensa stands for?
No, what?
My entire night spent alone.
When two particles become entangled, they're now linked. Now that they're linked, their movement cancels each other out. Meaning if particle A is spinning up, then particle B is spinning down. This is called conservation of angular momentum. If one particle is spinning clockwise, the other has to be spinning counterclockwise. Make sense?
I feel ya.
But remember how weird quantum particles are? We don't know what they're doing until we measure them. Until they're measured, they're doing everything all at once. And this is called the wave function. Now, you don't know anything about a quantum particle, but once you take a measurement of that particle, you now know everything about it. This is the wave function collapsing.
The electron decided to act differently, as though it was aware it was being watched.
Now, that's weird enough, but entangle two particles and weird becomes sorcery. All right, so you've got two particles that are entangled. Now you separate them some distance. The particles can be on separate sides of your lab or separate sides of the Earth. It doesn't matter, they're linked. Now let's measure one of those entangled particles to see if it's spinning up or down. Again, we don't know what it's doing yet. It's doing its quantum voodoo thing. It's spinning up and down at the same time. But when we measure it, boom, its state freezes. And now we see that it's spinning up. Fine. That means its partner must be spinning down. We check. Yep, it's spinning down. And the second particle's wave function also collapsed, though we didn't touch it. Now, let's separate two entangled particles by a long distance. We'll put particle A in New York. We'll put particle B on the moon. Particle A's wave function collapses. This time it's spinning down. So particle B is spinning up. We check our equipment. Both particle wave functions have collapsed at the same time. Like, the exact same time. But that can't be. Nothing can move faster than light. Light takes 1.28 seconds to get to the moon. But that other particle, the one on the moon, it didn't wait 1.28 seconds. It collapsed instantly.
Wait, what?
Now let's put particle A in Tokyo. We put particle B on Mars. Collapse particle A, boom. Particle B collapses too, instantly. Now on average, light takes 12 minutes to reach Mars. The particle didn't wait. It knew its partner in Tokyo collapsed, so it instantly did the same.
This can't be real.
Okay, last one. We put particle A in London. We put particle B in the Andromeda Galaxy. That's about 2.5 million light years away. We collapse particle A in London. It takes light 2.5 million years to reach particle B. But particle B doesn't wait 2.5 million years to collapse. It doesn't wait 2.5 minutes. Particle B, 2.5 million light years away, collapses at the same time, the same exact time as the particle in Tokyo.
Do you know why Prince, the famous rock star that was a friend of mine, do you know why he called himself the artist when he came back? Calls himself the artist because that's what they call us in our contracts. Oh, these contracts are crazy. You should hear the terminology they say in these contracts. To use your name and likeness in perpetuity throughout the universe. Who could possibly know what that means. Nobody does. It's so complicated, in fact, that when you're a kid like me, you have to hire somebody to tell you what that means. And you sit down at a table and you do the contract game. And that's how I got with Comedy Central. And all these white people sitting at that table told me, trust us, Dave, it's a good contract. And I looked around the table and they all seemed to agree it was a good contract. But what if it was like that game of three-card Monte? What if they were all friends and I didn't know it? Do you know?
Let's look at the photo. You say that's me? Okay, check out the name badge. It says Aldrin. Looks like you're right. But notice the helmet. Can you see my face? No. This is a secret I've been keeping for almost half a century. On July 20th, 1969, Neil Armstrong and I pulled off humanity's first extraterrestrial prank.
What was the scariest moment of the journey?
Scariest? It didn't happen. It could have been scary.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen, so in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why something stopped in the past that we wanted to keep it going. Money is a good thing. If you want to buy new things, new rockets, instead of keep doing the same thing over, then it's going to cost more money. And other things need more money too. So having achieved what the president wanted us to do, and then what thousands, millions of people in America, and millions of people around the world. You know, when we toured around the world after we came back, the most fascinating observation was signs that said, we did it. Not just us, not just America, but we, the world, different countries. They felt like they were part of what we were able to do. And that made us feel very good.
Three things you got to do every day. You have to breathe for 8 minutes. I recommend you do a Wim Hof style of breathing, taking a deep breath and letting it out. And doing that 30 times. And at the end of your round of 30 breaths, you hold, after you exhale, you hold your breath as long as you can. And then when you can't hold your breath anymore, you take a long, deep breath. You hold that breath as long as you can, and you start again. 3 rounds at 30 breaths with a breath hold in between. Just that will add 7 years to your life. It is impossible to be in a bad mood after you do 3 rounds of 30 breaths. And if you study Wim Hof, he's also known as the Iceman. I mean, they packed this guy in ice up to his neck for 2 hours. And his fingertips didn't even change temperature because he's the one that really kind of put breath work on the map. 3 things you got to do.
Son, if you love me, please listen to what I have to tell you. Your deliverance is also near. You are special. I created you in my image. If you believe that Jesus Christ can change everything, he will bring you peace and wealth and increase your income this week. If you believe that Jesus Christ can change everything, he will give strength to the weary and increase your luck. This week we will face the challenges and difficulties of life. Let us believe in God's grace and mercy and allow his love to fill our lives. Let's love each other and face the challenges and difficulties of life with love and compassion. Send this video to all your friends and family. If you refuse, remember what he said. If you deny me before others, I will deny you before my Father. You will receive good news and victories this week. May God bless you. Now it's your turn. If you believe, please share this gospel with someone you love. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Hang on for a second, Oscar. Explain to our audience, and if you're listening on radio, particularly our ever-expanding radio presence on the John Fredericks Radio Network, this footage is unbelievable. What are we seeing right here?
We're seeing.
Is this just the group you're with?
Yes. Today in the morning, it was another caravan that left from the south border of Tapachula. There's two small groups that they just left from Tapachula. One of them from 1,000, the other one from 1,500, and then this one that is 6,000. So adding all of them, it is close to 8,000 people that they're walking right now. As they heard, the migrants heard from Tapachula, we already walked 15 kilometers with the migrant caravan that is around 6,000. There is still 6,000 that they're arriving to this particular place that is called Huixla. Right here is where they're going to stay to see if the authorities of Mexico are going to give them the permit to see if they can move to the northern borders. One of the stories, Steve, that I want to tell you is that what the Biden administration has done has incentivized the cartel to be more aggressive, to be more relentless, and to be more brutal. A migrant was telling us that as soon as he was coming in illegally from Guatemala to Mexico, he was kidnapped by the organized crime in Mexico, and they told him if they didn't pay $10,000 or an amount of a bribe, their organs were going to be extracted. That is what they're doing at the borders, and that has been openly incentivized. The organized crime knows, and the cartel knows about the open border policies of the Biden administration, and this is the disaster that they have created, and also the industry that they have created, Steve.
You know how to spot evil? Look in the food industry. Look what they push towards people for low prices, and look at the things they target towards kids. Lucky Charms. Here's the ingredients of Lucky Charms: whole grain oats, sugar, cornstarch, modified cornstarch, corn syrup, dextrose, contains 2% or less of salt, gelatin, trisodium phosphate. What's that? Oh, I found some here. Trisodium phosphate. Trisodium phosphate, or TSP, is a cleaning compound typically used to prepare surfaces such as concrete, decks, and swimming pools for painting white powder. Let's see what this bag says here. First aid: in case of contact, immediately flush eyes or skin with plenty of water. If swallowed, immediately give several glasses of water, but do not induce vomiting. If vomiting, what's that say, does induce, give fluids. Again, have a physician determine if condition of patient will permit induction of vomiting of, I can't read that. Do not give anything by mouth to an unconscious or convulsing person. Call physician or the nearest poison control center immediately. Well, TSP sounds like garbage. Okay, let's see what Red 40 is all about. What are the effects of Red 40? Hyperactivity, including ADHD, behavioral changes like irritability and depression, allergic reaction, hives and asthma, sneezing, watery eyes, skin irritation, migraines. Behavioral changes, so it changes your behavior. That's very interesting. Let's look at yellow 5 and 6. Yellow 5 and 6 effects. Posing some risks while serving no nutritional or safety purpose, yellow 5 should not be allowed in foods. This is Center for Science in the Public Interest. Yellow 6 caused adrenal tumors in animals. Though that is disputed by industry and the FDA, oh, there's a big surprise there. It may be contaminated with cancer-causing chemicals and occasionally causes severe hypersensitivity reactions. This is what they're selling to kids. Blue 1. Let's look at that. Blue 1. Blue 1 was not found to be toxic in key rat and mouse studies, but an unpublished study suggested the possibility that Blue 1 caused kidney tumors in mice. Not so Lucky Charms. FDA probes Lucky Charms possible link to illnesses.
Thanks, Admiral. There was some reporting overnight that the U.S. is planning for mass evacuations of Americans if the war were to spread. Can you kind of give context of how likely you guys are viewing that scenario and whether this is very top-level planning or if there's some sort of granular detail that you guys are going into on this effort?
I won't go into granular detail on operational planning one way or another, but it would be imprudent and irresponsible if we didn't have folks thinking through a broad range of contingencies and possibilities. And certainly evacuations are one of those things. I mean, there's not a place in the world where the Pentagon doesn't have contingency plans on the shelf. May need updating, but have them on the shelf to help with the evacuation of American citizens. And given what's going on in the Middle East right now, I think it's perfectly reasonable. I think it would be imprudent and irresponsible if we weren't doing some kind of contingency thinking. But we're not at a point of execution right now. And there are still plenty of opportunities, for instance, even in Israel, for people to get out. We're still doing contract charter flights, and there's still commercial flights going in and out of Ben Gurion. And frankly, the demand signal for our contract charter flights hasn't been very high. They're still going, but they're not all filled. And the same could be said for places like Lebanon. But each country's different, and the threats and challenges in each will change over time. And we're doing all the right prudent thinking that you would expect us to.
I know that you've thanked Qatar for its role in helping to secure the release of some of the hostages so far, but I was wondering if the U.S. believes that Qatar should expel the Hamas leaders that are in the country right now.
I don't think. Well, I'll just say we're having conversations with partners across the region, and we know that Qatar has an open line of communication with Hamas. And as you saw, we thank Qatar for their support in helping get those two Americans out. I would just tell you that those discussions and those conversations are ongoing and critically important, and I think I need to leave it at that.
You got to get out. You're going to lock yourself in the laundry room again? You're not leaving? You're not going to only up in my office. Something keeps passing by this window. I've just propped up the phone here, and I'm going to play. If you're walking by my office, I want you to knock it off. Holy. Is that you making all that noise back there? This thing's always closing doors. You need to get out. Dude, will you knock it off, please? You got to get out. You're going to lock yourself in the laundry room again? You're not leaving? You're not going to...
The moon is weird. By all accounts, it shouldn't even be there. The moon's orbit is extremely close to the Earth. In fact, it's the largest moon in relation to its host planet in our entire solar system, or any solar system. We've never found anything like this in the galaxy. And this proximity has made total solar eclipses possible. This is an unbelievable coincidence. Some might say impossible.
There is no astronomical reason why the moon and the sun should fit so well. It is the sheerest of coincidences, and only the Earth among all the planets is blessed in this fashion. If you also think about it, why have we never questioned it?
Using other planets as a reference, the size of the moon should be about 40 miles in diameter. That's it. Over 2,000 miles wide. This is also not seen anywhere else. The closest comparison is Pluto and its moon Charon, which is about 2/3 the size of Pluto. But this probably doesn't count because Pluto and Charon are a double dwarf planet. The Earth and Moon are also really a double planet. But there's something else strange about that. The barycenter, or center of gravity between the Earth and Moon, is inside the Earth. That means there should be a wobble in the Moon's orbit. The Moon does wobble a little bit, but its orbit is one of the most perfectly circular that's ever been seen. The Moon is also precisely locked in orbit so the same side always faces Earth. This is also highly unusual among moons and planets. Some scientists argue that the Moon doesn't wobble because it's not very dense. But that's also a problem. If the Moon and Earth were formed at the same time, which is the leading theory, then why is the Earth so much more dense?
Because the moon is hollow.
Right.
This video is part 2 of talking to my friend from Israel, what's really happening there. And by the way, TikTok, this is just for educational purposes only and entertainment. In fact, it's actually really just a dog video, right?
Yesterday I was in a synagogue. We had a holiday. In the middle of the Torah reading, we just finished the Torah. It's the holiday. We finished to read the Torah after 1 year. I'm standing with the chief rabbi of the old city, and the sound of alarm in Jerusalem, it's something pretty rare, because most of the time they don't shoot to Jerusalem. Yesterday they shot tons of rockets to Jerusalem. They shot them to every city in the country. And then I start to walk. During the Shabbat and the holiday, I'm not touching the phone, not using electricity. And people talking about renovation of like the invasion of the terrorists from the border in Gaza. And I thought they making a jokes. Listen, this situation can never happen. They can't cross the border. It's something impossible. There is 3 borders full of army forces, tanks, and whatever you can imagine, standing on Gaza border. And they have an excuse. No, it's on a holiday. People left to the vacation. No, I was in the army. No one lived for the holiday. In the army, people stay 24/7. Someone opened for them the border to enter to Israel. They killed people. They kidnapped people. They took the control on a few settlements. They burned them. And people ask, where is the army? You see the groups of the settlements, the WhatsApp groups, they talk to each other. Where is the army? Where is the police? Where is the army? Where is the police? Where is everyone? They kidnap us. They kill us. And no one come. You can imagine what I'm talking about? I try to send you the videos, but the WhatsApp don't let me send those videos from yesterday. It's like automatic system block these videos, because in these videos you can see Arab terrorists jumping on bases of the army, and there is no soldiers against them. Like, they left everything empty and escaped.
Do you think we need to worry about what they're putting in our electronics?
I'll give you one example. I bought this awesome vacuum mop called Tineco. It completely connects to a Chinese server to transmit and receive information. Like when you plug it in, it says charging started, charging stopped. I think when you put it on and off, I can control that with my computer through a Chinese cloud server. There's no reason that vacuum and mop should connect to a Chinese cloud, but it does. And at any point, they could change the way that functionality works and take over my home network with this vacuum mop. So,
are you serious with a vacuum mop?
Yep.
Proof that you should always focus on God.
Trying to help me understand the book of Job, said, do you notice how after Job says all these terrible prayers, because a lot of Job's prayers are very similar to this. He's always saying terrible things to God. But at the very end, God says, Job has honored me. And he actually turns to Job's friends and says, you better ask Job to pray for you or I'm going to smite you. Job has honored me and you have not. And the Old Testament professor said, why in the world, after all those terrible prayers, would God say, Job honored me? And he says, the answer is, they were prayers. You see, Job was being angry and he was complaining and he was being angry, but he was being angry and complaining to God. He never walked away from God. He said, I don't understand you, God. I'm angry at you, but he never turned away. He stayed with God when he was getting nothing out of it, which means in the end, Satan was defeated. And what's happening here is this man, even though he is not in any way praying the way he ought to pray, he's still praying. He says, darkness is my closest friend, but he's saying it to God, which means Satan is defeated. Which means when you go through darkness, if you don't feel God's there, but you hold on anyway, and you say, you know what? You're God and I'm not.
Has already started.
It has already started.
Back in the day, it used to cost $50,000. Who knows how much it costs now? If you ever notice, a rapper first, everything's fine. Then something goes wrong. They get out of line. They end up in jail. They come back looking totally different. And it's up to us if we're going to let them play in our face or if we're going to go, that ain't him. And then speaking of they clone Tyrone, isn't Jamie Foxx part of that?
He came out looking. They were like, "Where's the tattoo?"
Where's his tattoo on the back of his head?
They showed a picture of him.
He was in like McDonald's or Wendy's or some damn where. It looked like the clone was just testing itself out. Like, yeah, all right, I'm out. Let's see what's going on. I'm happy to be in the world. It seemed like the clone was literally testing himself out. But my thing is, where was the tattoo in the back of his head? And it just makes you wonder, like, do they do this shit to, like, play with us, to, like, see if we know, to see if we still dumb, to see how many of us are dumb, to see how many of us are brainwashed so they can know how many more to continue to brainwash?
Wait for it. There's a cash reward this morning up for grabs after someone stole 400 guns from a Memphis UPS facility. They used...
You said...
Listen to...
Hey guys, about 400 bulletproof vests, which were donated to be sent to Ukraine, have been stolen in Manhattan. The vests were stored inside the Ukrainian Congress Committee of America building on 2nd Avenue in the East Village. The theft happened sometime over...
Wait for it.
This is African voodoo witchcraft, and that thing is called Zangbado, or the spirit of night. There's nobody inside of it. This is actually a spirit, which is a guardian of the black magic community in Africa.
Leave. Stop. You gotta go. Shh, 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 shh. Calm down. What are you? Stop. Charlie, come on. I don't even know how to explain what I'm seeing. Holy hell. No, this is...
How terrifying can a level 7 cosmic civilization be? This video might make you question your existence. Level 1 civilization, also known as a primitive civilization, can fully harness and utilize resources on their planet. They also control the passive energy of nearby stars, making interstellar travel and planetary communication possible, enabling interstellar trade and space exploration. They can harness the energy of volcanic eruptions, control weather, earthquakes, natural disasters, and even construct cities on oceans. Regrettably, humanity is currently at 0.73. It would take us tens of thousands of years to reach level 1. Level 2 civilization can utilize the resources of an entire star system and control the formidable Dyson sphere, a hypothetical megastructure proposed by physicist Dyson, primarily constructed around a star to capture its immense energy. By manipulating this stellar energy, they can even create gravity and black holes, mastering energy utilization. Level 3 civilization can colonize an entire star system, effortlessly building colonies and infrastructure on planets and moons. They can even cultivate servants on these celestial bodies, manipulate planetary orbits, and even create their star systems. This civilization is terrifyingly advanced, appearing godlike to humans, yet they seem primitive in front of a level 4 civilization. Level 4 civilization... existence of higher civilizations? How terrible.
I'm sober like 18 months. I would overdose easy.
You're sober 18 months?
Yep. One of the reasons I don't do cocaine anymore is because they fucking ruined it.
Why?
With the fentanyl.
It used to be this baby laxative.
Yeah, but I'd rather shit than die, you know?
I agree with that completely.
I mean, I'd rather get off the toilet and be like, oh, that was hectic, than be like, laying there just like, God, wish I could
going
shit.
blue, yeah.
But I got to go to heaven.
And that, by the way, is a guess.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's the hope. But so
Anyway,
how's it been 18 months?
It's been good, man. I love it,
How were the first 6 weeks?
That's the toughest part.
Oh, I know. I've been there.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
What did you have to get off of?
Oh, you name it. But
Okay.
yeah, it's been 21 years, but yeah.
But you can drink though?
No. I can do a little blow, I can drink, but other than that, I'm totally sober. It's a modified sobriety.
Who was your sponsor?
program.
Shepard Smith? That's what I want to know.
It's funny, but I'm not going to comment on it beyond that.
That's fine. No, and no dig to Shepard. I'm a fan of Shepard.
Yeah.
But he's just a legend in a lot of circles from a lot of friends of mine from different colleges.
How do you know all this? It's like,
dude, it's easy. You just be alive and you just pay attention.
How much for everything?
For everything?
For me to clean you out.
For me to clean you out?
What do you mean how much for everything?
If I just took it all.
I don't know. Throw out a number.
Everything that's left? Everything.
This gentleman wants to know what it would cost to take everything that we have.
You gave me an offer. $2,000.
500.
500? Yeah. How about 1,000 for everything? $1,000? Yeah. How about I give you $1,000 for everything?
Everything in here right now.
Yeah.
Cash.
Yeah.
23 and I'll do it.
Deal?
Done.
Here you are.
600?
Deal. There's 2,300 right here.
Where'd you come from? What planet?
Now that I own everything, I'm just gonna go ahead and just give it all back to you guys.
Why are you doing that?
Just because.
Win the lottery?
Except for he gets to keep the Nerf guns. Deal?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Did you win the Powerball?
No, I'm just buying everything at garage sales and then just giving it back. So you guys keep everything.
Wow.
Of course. So before you start loading everything up, I just wanted to say that I just wanted to buy everything and then give it all back to you guys.
Why would you do that for us?
Just because.
Oh my gosh.
Just wanted to make some people's day today, so.
Do you mind if we have a word of prayer with you and thank the Lord?
Sure. I just wanted to buy everything at a garage sale, and then what I'm going to do, I'm not even going to load any of this up. I'm just going to give it all back to you guys.
Are you serious?
What are you on, man? So you get to keep it all. I don't even want any of it.
Man, something's weird. I appreciate it. Seriously. Is this for real?
Yeah. Amen.
Could we give you a gospel track?
Sure. I'm always down to bump some tracks. You can have it. You can have it all.
Is really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
Thank you so much. Of course. All right, here's 500.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You're not kidding, huh?
Nope, 500 for everything.
This guy just bought everything.
Actually, don't even worry about it because, I mean, I bought everything, but now I'm just going to give it all back.
Okay.
So, you guys, I don't even want anything. I just wanted to buy it all and then give it back. So.
Oh, wow, that's totally awesome.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like a pay it forward thing or something?
Yeah, it is.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, well, you have a great day.
Well, I'm giving it all back to you.
Why?
Just so you can continue the garage sale. I just wanted to own it for a second.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely, man.
Really appreciate it.
We are doing a YouTube video. He's in the car. You guys keep everything. We're just trying to buy everything at garage sales, give it back. We're just making a fun pay it forward video.
Can we wave that?
You can. Is it okay if we use that for our video? Do you guys care? Awesome. So okay to use for YouTube? Yeah? Okay, thanks. Well, you guys have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you, and you sure made our day.
Awesome. You guys have a good one.
Can you make 40 hot dogs in 10 minutes?
40 hot dogs in 10 minutes?
Can you do that?
No, it's only 6 hot dogs.
There's only 6?
Yeah, 1 minute, please.
Oh, okay.
Hi there. We just wanted to see how many hot dogs we could get if we get 40.
She said that if you can wait for her to get the supplies, because right now we don't have enough for 40 hot dogs.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but
We can wait however long, but just tell her that we're gonna go hand it out to hungry people in the city.
it's you, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, nice to see you. If you don't mind, if she can just go buy the supplies right now, and then we can make them really quick if that's okay.
Yeah. We got time.
Like 30 minutes, maybe?
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Okay, thank you. Go to the casino. Okay.
Perfect.
Reach.
Thank you.
The box is for you guys, the white one.
You guys made this for us?
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
No problem.
They look good. 40 hot dogs, $3, 120, right? Here's that.
Thank you.
Is this your full-time job?
Sí.
How long do you work for? Like a day?
The whole day?
The whole day?
Yeah.
You don't get a break? Tell her I have a surprise after we hand out the hot dogs.
Okay.
We're always a big fan of you guys.
Oh, you want to come with us to hand out the hot dogs?
Yeah.
Perfect. You guys want some hot dogs? All right.
Thank you, sir. God bless y'all, man.
Hot dogs?
Yeah, I'll take one.
Thank
You may.
sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey.
Good, I saw it here. You missed out.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for coming with
No,
us.
thank you.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Hey, you know how we said we had a surprise? We have a surprise for you.
Yeah.
This is a tip for being a nice person.
Thank you so much.
It's a
Thank
$100 tip for you. I need you to take a day off because you're working too hard. Can I come and give you a hug? You're a good mom.
Thank you.
We're here for you, okay? I want you to go through my follower list and pick out a follower, and I'm going to give them $25 for you too. Perfect. Okay, keep your head up.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're lucky to have a mom like that.
Yeah.
Smell it. Smell it.
No.
Now who chewed my remote? Dixie? Or Sandy?
Can you just back up, bro?
A ver, sonríe.
These are the stars of death. So these purple ones are 200 milligrams. This is what, you know. This is.
I take one of those, I'll sleep for 3 days.
This is one. This
You
is
just
200
popped
to go
it like
deep.
it's a milk.
Sure. Who the fuck you think you're dealing with? A novice?
How many milligrams are in those?
200 in this one.
Oh, you just threw a 200 down the hatch?
Why not?
I want some to go.
You got it to go. No way. Take one of these.
Dice, I don't know if you know, but like an effective dose is 20.
And what is he popping?
Just pop to 200.
An effective
And he'll
dose
drive.
is 20. Oh, fuck yeah. He'll drive well.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't smoke.
I could eat
tonight.
3. I could open up with 3 of these. I could open up with 600 milligrams.
That's
and
so insane.
And just right out the fucking
600
way.
You have no idea how insane
I
that
go to
is.
bed at night like a baby. I put that mask on. I sleep like a fucking baby. Sometimes I get paranoid in my sleep. And I wake up at 3 in the morning with my heart pounding. I gotta wake my wife up.
No, I'll tell you
Come
what
to the
happened to
living
me.
room.
I'll take weed over alcohol any day of the
Oh,
week.
100%.
Because you know what I always say, like with weed, like as stoned as you are, let's say, God forbid, there's some kind of emergency. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just throw water in your face. It's gone. It's not like alcohol.
Right.
You know, where you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? You could perform on the weed. You
Yeah.
could bang on the weed. You could bang more on the weed.
Feels better.
Listen, you eat
You
one of
could
these
keep
stars.
banging on the weed.
You eat one of these stars. Ain't no water gonna help you. The fucking fire department's
Yeah,
gotta
but
come home.
you're eating like a pint a
Try not to laugh until the end.
Can you hold the fucking light straight?
Look at you. You're so pretty.
Do ba do ba do ba do ba do ba.
Where are you two? You're gonna go in timeout if you keep it up. Do you understand me?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Roxy, baby.
Who did this mess? Cody, did you make this mess?
Let me first say I'm not a racist, okay? But men go to war, and women and children flee war. Where are all the women and children, please? Everybody that's coming over are fighting age men. They're soldiers. Now, are they there to protect us, or are they there to round us up? What are these immigration centres for if we're not using them? What are all these new prisons for if we're not using them? Prisoners are being released early, on tide. What are the FEMA camps built for? The largest one can accommodate 2 million people. But where the hell do they expect to find 2 million people? And more importantly, why? There's something else going on they're not telling us about, because it's cataclysmic, and we should be told. We should be allowed to make preparations. Putin, who's supposed to be the bad guy, has made preparations for every single one of his citizens. Man, woman and child. But what are our governments doing for us? Absolutely nothing. So you want to know what immigration is really all about? Ask them. Because they're working with the SAS. They're working with our military. They are soldiers. That's my view. Why is it that our own veterans are living on the streets? Why our own people are living on the streets? And yet these people can come over and live in hotels and get £175 a week. That's more than our unemployed get because they're on the payroll. There is something being planned and it's not good. Not good at all. For any of us. And I said before, where are all the women and children? Men go to war. Women and children flee war. Why are they coming here? There's no war here. Why aren't they fighting for their own countries? Why are they coming here? And why are we accommodating them when we're not even accommodating our own people?
This person made some very, very solid points. And I raised my eyebrows as well. What's going on? And let's not make this a racism thing. I'm a colored man. This has nothing to do with race. This is not racism. These are logical questions. Why are grown-ass men coming over here? And like she said, why are they being taken care of before our own military, our own retired military? We have retired military on the streets. Comment below. Let's talk about it.
Watch the hand. That's a Westner. They have stolen the stones already and will go to any length to buy off the greedy leaders, at the expense of the poor, to keep harvesting more. Unity is what we need in Africa. Without unity, we will never be free from slavery.